Welcome to the Anxiety Slayer series. Our mission is to assist you with creating more peace and tranquility in your life through anxiety release exercises and supportive tools created to slay your anxiety. Today's Anxiety Slayer podcast is brought to you by the Anxiety Slayer Academy and EFT tapping for anxiety relief. Over the last 10 years, Emotional Freedom Techniques has gained worldwide acclaim for its effectiveness in reducing the intensity of traumatic memories. Scientific studies have focused on the application of EFT in the treatment of depression, anxiety, and trauma with positive results. EFT for anxiety relief will help you learn to use EFT quickly and easily. You'll find audio recordings and a comprehensive guidebook created to help you start feeling relief from your anxiety today. Learn more at anxietyslayer.com/support. Welcome back to Anxiety Slayer. I'm Shan Vanderleek here with my wonderful friend and business partner Ananga Sivyer. We come together weekly on Skype to share Anxiety Slayer sessions with you and enjoy answering listener questions from our inbox and Facebook page. Together, we share a powerful collection of techniques to reduce anxiety, and we just celebrated our 7th year anniversary. 7 years to be together and to support you is really an honor. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're listening in. Today, we're answering a listener question, and the headline just hit me so hard. It just heart-wrenching. My girlfriend broke up with me because of my anxiety. That's how the email started. And then it went on to say that my girlfriend, who I deeply love, wants a break. She says she was heartbroken over my recent episode with a panic attack that was just really bad. She's always been supportive of me and not judgmental about my anxiety because she knew I worked hard at it. But enough was enough, and it finally wore her down. She says she no longer feels any attraction toward me and that anxiety was the trigger. My anxiety has given her anxiety about being with me. It is so incredibly painful. How does one with anxiety not give stress and anxiety to their significant other? Are there any tactics or methods of handling anxiety and bad thoughts after a bad breakup? I feel like it's just so defeating because my anxiety pushed her away. I really, really feel for this person, and I know you do too, Ananga. It's just so hard sometimes.
Yeah, my heart really went out to this person when I read the message come in. It's really, really difficult. Everyone wants to feel connection with a significant other. It's the most natural thing. And when anxiety comes into that relationship, it really can cause so much havoc and heartbreak. And then, of course, you start to think eventually that you're going to want to reach out and connect with somebody else again. And it can really make anxiety spiral out of control because we fear that we're going to be in that situation again further down the line.
And sometimes anxiety can make other people very uncomfortable. It can trigger anxiety within them as well, which seems to be the case from this question.
Anxiety is scary for everyone concerned. It's a really disturbing thing. If you see somebody with a full-on panic attack, it's a big thing to deal with. And I think it's very important in relationships, and we're talking about how do we not give anxiety and stress to our significant others. I think we really need to have a partnership, a supported partnership, where you are able to look after yourself as best you can, but that you can invite your significant others to explore with you some anxiety calming skills to give them protection from anxiety, and also so they know how to help and support you if you're having a difficult day. It's the confusion and the mystery and the triggering that makes it all so much worse.
Imagine the difference in a conversation about when I feel anxious. It's most helpful if you give me a hug, or if you remind me that everything's okay, or whatever whatever that conversation looks like, because then the partner can feel like they can be supportive and they know what their partner needs. And I know that sounds really simple, but to just be in that space of not feeling like you can't help or there's nothing you can do, or being hopeless as the partner who doesn't suffer with anxiety to say, oh, okay, this is what I know he or she needs. And sometimes, even when you think you know, to just come out and ask, how do you feel? What do you need? How can I support you?
Yeah, these are really key things that need to be in place. And actually, if you think about it, they're key things in any good relationship because we're all going to go through stuff. We're going to go through stuff. We're going to see our partners go through stuff. So this, deeply connecting in a relationship where there's room to say, I'm not feeling comfortable, and for the other party to say, how can I help you? What do you need? It takes all the assumption out, all the confusion out. And I think it's really important. It's something we don't properly have in place, but we need mental first aid support and training. One of the best things I ever did in my youth was I joined St. John's Ambulance. My mother made me do it, but it was good. And we went out and we did first aid training. We went out to fireworks shows and we dealt with cuts and grazes and some bigger stuff. And they taught me all kinds of wacky bandaging techniques. And it stayed with me. It was 30 years ago. But I know if I'm out and about and I see somebody come off a bike, as I've witnessed recently, I know how to help. And it takes a lot of fear out to feel that you can do something. You can be calm and you can offer support. And we really, really need that with the mind too. We need to know breathing practices, EFT tapping, need to embrace the power of taking relaxing walks in nature together. It's a nice thing to do and it helps both people cope with anxiety and to explore together in a relationship what you find relaxing and helpful.
Another part of the question is, how does one with anxiety not give stress and anxiety to their significant other? And so it's important that while we know what to ask from our partner, that we also look after ourselves as best we can. Self-care is so important with anxiety management. And to be able to do your breathing practices, perhaps practice yoga, as we mentioned earlier, get out and do your walks, but also to, beyond asking them for what you need, invite them to learn some of the practices with you. It just becomes this beautiful partnership of, oh, okay, I understand that when I do the calming breath, or when I take a moment to get grounded and to look around and to get back into my body, and just to have this other person have a little bit better understanding that what's going on can be addressed with love and care and with these practices.
Yeah, it can very much become a part of the relationship, going for walks together, go to a yoga class together, just to embrace healthy practices that ease anxiety and increase overall sense of well-being. It's a good thing to do in a relationship. And also it's really important to have your boundaries in place and not to feel pressured, particularly in a new relationship where we tend to overcompensate. If we have an area that's painful to us and we feel it's a weak spot, we don't want to show it. Sometimes we push ourselves too hard to do things we don't feel comfortable doing. So really important that you don't feel forced into any situation that you know might trigger your anxiety.
That's really smart. We do, because we are in that bubble.
We want to look okay. We want to look normal, whatever that is. We don't want to look like we're high maintenance. But in trying to overextend and go into situations that we know might be uncomfortable to us, it might be something like a party, a social situation, a journey, whatever it is. If we push ourselves into it, we're going to start having anticipatory anxiety about it. We're going to start dreading it. We're going to start feeling more and more pressure, and we're going to increase the likelihood of having an anxiety episode. So if we want to have a good, healthy relationship, it's important to be able to say, I'm not too comfortable doing this right now, and have an alternative suggestion, so you don't feel like you've just dropped it flat, that, okay, you don't feel comfortable doing that, and then it just leaves it hanging. Would you like to do this instead? Have something else in place that you feel more comfortable with that you can offer to the other party in the relationship.
We have a product called the Quick Anxiety Stopper that I think both people in a relationship can use very easily to have a better understanding of how to handle panic attacks. And you can find an in-depth tutorial at our store at anxietyslayer.com/store if you want to learn more about that. There's also some great information that will help you at the Mighty. Ananga and I have just partnered with the Mighty this past summer, and they have some wonderful articles and information that will help your partner understand what you're going through. So we really appreciate their work and look forward to doing more with them. The next piece within this question was, are there any tactics or methods of handling anxiety and bad thoughts after a bad breakup?
I think the thing that's really key is, as much as you possibly can, be kind to yourself. Anxiety is incredibly challenging. And if you possibly can, look upon it as a learning experience that you will be able to put behind you and grow from, because from this experience, it is possible to learn skills that will help you keep your anxiety in check in the future, to help your partner understand anxiety better, and who knows, future partnerships may come along where the other party also has some anxiety and they need help. My daughter has a lovely friend that they support each other very nicely with sharing tips on nutrition and strategies for overcoming anxiety, and it gives a meeting place in the relationship. So it doesn't always have to be something to dread or fear. I think for overcoming the rawness of a painful breakup, EFT tapping is one of the most useful skills you can learn. It really helps heal raw emotions. It can help calm your worries about this happening again in the future. It helps rebuild self-confidence, and it can help you overcome anxiety in general. I can't recommend EFT tapping highly enough.
And you can find out more about EFT at anxietyslayer.com/EFT. Thank you so much for listening to Anxiety Slayer. We hope you found this episode supportive. And if you like what you've heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share our podcast with a friend or give us some stars and a favorable review at iTunes. Thanks for listening to Anxiety Slayer. We've produced several albums over the years to help you calm your anxiety, heal your mind, and live your life. Introducing Tranquility, Guided Meditations to Calm Anxiety. This album offers a variety of guided relaxations to provide you with more peace and to calm your anxiety. Tranquility is available at Amazon, iTunes, and CD Baby.